Many people wake up each morning with the awareness that something in their intimate life is not quite right. Perhaps they've noticed a lack of desire or encountered difficulties they've never faced before. If this resonates with you, know that you are not alone. Approximately 40–50% of men over 50 suffer from erectile dysfunction, while 50–60% of post-menopausal women experience vaginal dryness, and up to 30% suffer from dyspareunia, which is pain during sexual intercourse. These are significant numbers, yet few speak openly about them. Erectile dysfunction in men, vaginal dryness, pain during intercourse in women, and a general reduction in libido, these are just a few of the problems that can arise with age. However, these issues should not be accepted as inevitable. Today, I want to share with you a different perspective, an approach that goes beyond the surface and considers the human being in their entirety: body, mind, and spirit. We live in a world increasingly dominated by consumerism and haste. Our view of sexuality is often reduced to a physical act, something to be done, consumed, and then forgotten. People even say, to consummate a relationship. But what happens when we see sex as something mechanical, stripped of its deeper essence? It's no wonder that many people feel dissatisfied, tired, and ultimately disconnected from their partner. The truth is that sexuality is much more than just a physical encounter. It is a deep form of communication between two beings, an expression of connection on levels we often don't consider. As Deepak Chopra said, sexual dysfunction often reflects a disorder at the physical and mental levels that can be corrected by changing diet and adopting a more conscious lifestyle. This means addressing sexual problems requires a holistic approach that takes into account the body, mind, and spirit. Sexual dysfunction is often the result of an imbalance involving various aspects of our lives. It is not just a physical problem, like the inability to maintain an erection or the difficulty in producing adequate lubrication. These are merely symptoms. At the root, there is a complex set of factors, including our mental state, diet, lifestyle, and even our spiritual connection. To truly address these issues, we must adopt a holistic approach that considers all these elements. Let's here start with the body, our physical temple. Science clearly shows us that what we eat greatly impacts our sexual health. A diet rich in plant-based foods, low in saturated fats, and high in antioxidants can significantly improve blood circulation. This is crucial because erectile dysfunction, for example, is often linked to vascular problems. Similarly, a healthy diet can help women maintain good lubrication and reduce the risk of inflammation. Regular physical activity is another fundamental pillar. Not only does it improve circulation, but it also increases testosterone levels in men and balances hormones in women, contributing to an active and satisfying sex life. In 2009, Dr. Ernst von Schwartz published a study in the journal Nature, demonstrating that erectile dysfunction can be the first sign of a circulatory problem, a potential early symptom of cardiovascular issues. Obesity has been linked to a range of health problems, including sexual dysfunction. Maintaining a balanced body weight is essential. Losing weight not only improves physical appearance, but can also reduce inflammation and improve vascular function, with immediate benefits for sexual life. As Dr. Neil Barnard states, by changing diet, we can positively influence testosterone levels and vascular health, which are essential for healthy sexual function. But we can't stop there. The mind plays an equally crucial role. We live in a society that often associates personal value with possession and consumption. This attitude is reflected in our sexuality as well. We see our relationship with our partner and sex as another commodity to consume, rather than as an experience to be fully lived. This mentality can lead to psychological problems like performance anxiety or lack of desire. It is therefore essential to start changing this perspective. Instead of focusing on doing, we should learn to focus on being. This means living in the moment, being present during sexual activity, and seeing the partner not just as a body, but as a complete being with whom we are sharing something deep and meaningful. Osho, a great spiritual master, said, "Tantra says life is not to be renounced, but to be lived, not to be destroyed, but to be transformed." Tantra is the science of transformation. This change in mindset can transform not only sexual life, but also our daily existence. And this is where the spiritual dimension comes into play. Every sexual encounter should be seen as a meeting between souls, a fusion of energies that transcends mere physical pleasure. The teachings of Tantra offer us guidance on how to live sexuality in a more spiritual way. Tantra is not just about prolonging pleasure or controlling ejaculation, but rather transforming sex into a sacred act. When we approach sex with this mindset, not only do we enhance our sexual experience, but we connect on a deeper level with our partner. This approach can completely transform our sexual life and our relationship, bringing a new sense of fulfillment and happiness. Tantric practices such as meditation, transfiguration, and mindful breathing help us reduce stress and anxiety, two of the main enemies of a satisfying sexual life. These practices teach us to be present in the moment, to connect deeply with our partner, and to see sex not as a physical act, but as a spiritual experience. Furthermore, Tantra promotes greater body awareness. Instead of seeing the body as a means to achieve pleasure, it teaches us to see the body as a temple, a sacred place to honor and respect. This shift in perspective can work wonders in overcoming issues related to performance or lack of desire. As Paramahansa Yogananda says, Tantra is a sacred science that teaches the art of fusion between the masculine and the feminine, between the self and the universe, between the ego and the divine. When we integrate body, mind, and spirit into our sexual life, we begin to see improvements not just in the bedroom, but in our entire life. Sexual dysfunction should not be seen as a condemnation, but as an opportunity to start a journey of personal discovery. By changing our diet, reducing stress, adopting a more conscious lifestyle, and spiritualizing our approach to sexuality, we can not only resolve our sexual problems, but also live a fuller and more satisfying life. Remember, it is never too late to start this journey. Every step you take toward a more holistic approach to life can lead to greater happiness and a better quality of life. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to the Longebility Mindset channel and share it with anyone you think might benefit. Together, we can build a longer, healthier, and happier life, a life that fully embraces body, mind, and spirit. Start your journey today toward a more fulfilling sexuality and a more meaningful life. Remember, longevity is not just about the number of years we live, but the quality with which we live each and every day.